Now you can hear all the great Rainier Avenue radio shows on our mobile app for Android and iPhone. It's completely free on the Google Play Store and the iPhone App Store. The Rainier Avenue Radio App.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not shouting, "Badia" at city council meetings, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
He can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violetta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they
generational wealth. As of right now, it feels very inequitable given the identities that you have versus if you are a person of color or not. To me, for this generation, I'm going to have to work really, really hard for intergenerational wealth to develop, especially with the economic system that Seattle's in right now, more than ever. Having been a Seattleite as well, I hope that we can talk about it more, and glad that this conversation is starting and to consider thinking about it more as a person of color and coming from an immigrant background as well.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhoods Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Create your generational wealth. You welcome to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. It's me, Tony B. We are live from John Muir Elementary School. It is National African American Parent Involvement Day, Career Day. And boy, the school is just buzzing. We got a bunch of folks here sharing their careers, a bunch of kids here learning about new careers and possibilities and potentials. Wow. Excited to be here. We're going to be talking to some folks as well, and they're going to be sharing their messages about what they are doing here and what they are sharing with these elementary school age children today. Today is National African American Parental Involvement Day. We are celebrating it here at John Muir Elementary School. It's me, Tony B. Yes, we're going to have some guests here sharing what they do, but I will give you a little bit of information on what we are doing at Rainier Avenue Radio to celebrate Black History Month. We have opened the Call to Conscience Black History Month Museum, aka formerly the Columbia City Theater, and we'll be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We've got 15 different installations. It has just been a beautiful success so far. This past weekend, we did our first night at the museum featuring the Total Experience Gospel Choir. Total Experience Alumni Gospel Choir. It's one of the first performances they've done since Pat Wright has passed away. And it was just exceptional, a soul-stirring, toe-tapping, uplifting performance by the Total Experience Alumni Gospel Choir. We'll have some footage to show you on that. I'm gonna see if I can we get somebody over here to join us? And but yeah, so Night at the Museum was a huge success. We're gonna have some footage to show you about that incredible performance and some of the testimonials from the Total Experience Gospel Choir that took place this past Saturday. We've got another Night at the Museum coming up on Thursday, February 15th. It'll be a Nasty Mix Records reunion. That will be taking place again on Thursday, February 15th in the Columbia City Theater in the Call to Conscience Black History Month Museum will be Sir Mix-a-Lot, DJ Nasty Ness, and Sheila Locke, the founders of Nasty Mix Records. And we're going to be discussing the meteoric rise, and I'm calling it the meteoric fall, of Nasty Mix Records. Gold records, platinum records, a bunch of artists who were signed to the label. It definitely was a Northwest rap label that had an impact on the history of Seattle. Mix-a-Lot joining us. DJ Nasty Nest joining us. Sheila Locke joining us. Founders, co-founders of Nasty Mix Records for a night at the museum. This is all taking place again at the Call to Conscience Museum. But you can come 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's a guided tour. It takes about an hour, and you'll see 15 different installations, primarily about historic Seattle. And it'll give you information that you can't really see, you can't really hear, you can't really find anywhere else. It'll be available again all the way through the 29th. We're open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Call to Conscience, we've got exhibits and installations by the Seattle Black Panther Party. The Jackson Street exhibit brought to us by the Black Heritage Society. There is the Rainier Cinema Black Vintage Movie Poster Collection. The Ezel's Famous Chicken exhibit. The Seattle Negro Leagues exhibit. Seattle had a Negro Leagues team. The Seattle Steelheads, the Hartsfield Enslaved Quilt Collection, and of course, the Total Experience Gospel Choir Collection as well. And I'm going to make sure we can hear you a little bit. And you want to test that for me?
Hello.
Oh, awesome. But right now, again, we are live here at John Muir Elementary School. It is National African American Parental Involvement Day. And I think that we have someone here who's come down as a mentor during today. And tell us, well, first of all, let's start with this. Give us your name and what you're doing here.
So hello, let me say that.
Okay.
Hello. My name is Aisha Newchurch.
Aisha and last name?
Newchurch.
Newchurch.
Like opposite of old church. Once I say that, people get it.
I got it.
Okay.
Aisha Newchurch.
Yes. So Aisha
and
Newchurch.
Hello to you.
Hello.
Well.
So I am here. I have a jam business. A jam business,
Jam.
like peanut butter and jelly jam.
Oh, a jam.
Jam.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
I have a jam business. The name of the business is Jammin' on the One.
Okay.
All right.
Jamming on the one.
Jamming on the One.
All right.
All
I
right.
like it. I like it.
So that's what I'm here for today,
Okay.
right? To kind of just share a little bit with the babies about what I do.
About making jam.
About making jam.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, share with us before we get started. How seems like a pretty obvious question, but how do you make jam?
Well, it is a little bit of a science.
Okay.
Right. But I think, once you kind of figure out what that science is and how it works, for the most part, you're pretty good. But then I got some other stuff getting ready to go on where I'm like, I need somebody's help.
Okay.
But in any event, very minimal ingredients.
Okay.
Right. I currently have 4 flavors. It is mango habanero.
Mango habanero. Ooh,
which
what's
I
that?
have 2 heat levels on that mango
Okay.
habanero. I have the milder one that I began
I'll
with.
take that one.
And then I have a hotter one,
Uh-oh.
which I have affectionately named Kick and Swift Kick.
Okay.
Right? Kick
Okay.
is the mild.
Okay.
Swift Kick is that one that
That
got a little bit more.
really people who really like the hot stuff.
I
they're
like
gonna
for my
dig
nose
it,
to
right?
run,
Okay.
but I get it
Yeah.
that everybody ain't in that
I'm
space.
not in that
right?
category.
So I have mango habanero. I have a blueberry lemon,
Blueberry lemon.
a blueberry lemon, yes,
Whoa.
a ginger
Jam.
peach,
Okay.
and a
Ginger
strawberry.
peach and a strawberry. Okay.
So, it started out as a hobby, right? I think
Uh-huh.
like a lot of small businesses started out as a hobby. I was doing it, because I had never done it before. I was like, oh, pandemic hit.
Yeah.
I was like, let me try this.
Yeah.
I had a friend. I went to their wedding, and one of the wives was a chef, and the gift that she gave was jam. The gift that she gave to everybody that came to the wedding, and it was the best jam I'd ever had in my
Wow.
entire life. I think that was probably the first time that I'd ever had homemade jam.
Okay.
So when the pandemic hit, it was something that I wanted to try. I was giving it out to my friends and my family and my clients. My regular gig is I'm a real estate agent.
Okay.
So I was giving it out at the holidays. For my family was my taste testers. And then, that second time around, I had a friend that wanted to buy it. She didn't want me to give it to her.
Okay. And you said,
The light bulb came on.
oh, okay.
Right?
I'll sell it.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm doing something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I totally was not thinking that it was going to be a business, like a
Wow.
whole business. But it took me a year to kind of research and kind of figure out the who, what, why, when, and where of things, because I didn't want to waste too much of my money.
Right.
So it took me a year, and I've been producing and selling since September of 22.
Wow. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
So you are here today. And what is it that incentivized you to say, you know what, I need to be here today to make sure that I share what I'm doing and how I do it with these students at John Muir Elementary School?
So it's a couple of things, I think. I think I have always envisioned that this business is going to lead me into a nonprofit, where I am, teaching and, showing folks, kids, even adults, how to do, some non-conventional things that maybe, Black folks don't traditionally do. Black folks have been preserving and canning for eons.
Yeah.
But it has, in my opinion, been historically visibly white. And so people are genuinely surprised that I'm actually doing this myself. That's one of the questions that I get all the time, is like, am I actually, making this myself? And the question is absolutely yes. I am baking and pouring every jar myself. So I think it's important for that, right? Like for, folks to see. I like to share what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I like for people to see what I'm doing, and I like for people to feel like the joy that I get from what I'm doing. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's those two reasons, right? Like I want to share. I get excited when I see people enjoying what I'm doing.
And you know what? And you made a good point, because I said traditionally, that's not necessarily because I remember being young and having plum trees.
Yep.
And the elders coming over
Yep.
and saying, we're going to make
Picking
some
them
plum
things.
jam, and we're going to do this. So it is something that we have done
Yes.
traditionally.
Yes.
But over the years, as our elders have passed away, it may not have been passed on
Right.
to us. And you're bringing it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What has been your experience in sharing this today and in other days with students? And you say, I make jam.
So this is actually my first time that
This is your first time
been in a in a school setting.
Okay.
Right. I have another opportunity that I'm going to take advantage of as well. But this is actually my first time, but I get this same sort of reaction when I am selling at markets. So in person, I get the same, reactions to people. I actually forgot the jam, and I think, it kind of worked out. I was talking to one of the staff members, and I don't really know, people's diet restrictions, or if anybody is like, diabetic. I think and so I think it probably worked out that I didn't bring it for them to taste it.
Okay.
But I do like seeing people's reactions.
Yeah. Well, you'd have definitely, you'd have gotten my reaction.
Yeah.
That was going to be my
Yeah.
next question.
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time, like, I'm pretty sure like what's in the store was real fruit at one time.
Uh-huh.
Right. But I think by the time that it gets, to the process, some of that is lost.
Yeah.
And so, it's really fresh. It's really flavorful. The balance of the flavor profile is real. It's there. So I enjoy when people get to taste it and see, what I'm doing. And yeah, that's kind of it.
You're listening or watching and listening to Rainier Avenue Radio live from John Muir Elementary School. It is National African American Parental Involvement Day. Got a bunch of folks down here sharing what they do for a living with the students at K through 5 John Muir Elementary School. And it's Aisha
Yes.
New Church.
Yes. Got that part right.
Got that
Yes.
part right.
Yes.
Who makes homemade jams. And again, it's mango habanero,
Yeah, ginger peach.
kick and swift kick.
Yeah, kick and swift kick, right? The milder version and the hotter version.
Okay.
Yes.
And ginger peach,
Mhm.
blueberry lemonade,
Yep, blueberry lemon
and
and strawberry.
lemon and strawberry.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Now you didn't mention, but you did say that you're also a real estate agent
I am.
as well.
That is my regular gig.
That is what you do.
That's what pays the bills.
on the regular.
Yes.
Would you mind talking about that a little bit? Are you sharing that information with the kids as well?
I am not.
You're not.
I generally share it when I do vending events.
Okay.
You know, I have like a little sign. I've definitely been trying to figure out how to incorporate those two. I lead with the jam.
Okay.
I definitely lead with the jam, but when I'm at
That's a
vending
tasty
markets,
lead.
yeah, it is. But when I'm at markets in person, I do have like a little sign
Okay.
that says, "Hey, did you know?" Right, like that real estate is my jam.
Yeah.
You know, and so I have conversations with people, you know, about the real estate world in that aspect. But I definitely lead with the jam.
Okay.
I think that I definitely have found that the jam allows me to fuel many of my passions into one thing.
Mhm.
And so I am currently working on, you know, pushing that out
Well,
a little bit further.
I think that not only is it wonderful that you're here sharing your expertise on making jam, but also following your passion
Yes.
and then turning it into a business.
Yes. Yeah.
How can we get the jam? Can we order the jam? Is there a website? Is there a Facebook page? Now that you've been
Absolutely.
teasing us
Yes.
about it and
Right.
it's not here,
I'm so sorry.
where can we find the jam?
So
How
sorry.
can we get it?
So I am on Instagram. It is _ jammin on the one. So _ JAMMINONTHEONE. So jammin on the one is my Instagram handle, or _ jammin on the one. And then I do have a website. It is pretty simple. Get this, jamminontheone.com.
Jammin on the one. Now, okay, just to make sure, is that the number one
It is
or
spelled out.
Okay.
Everything is spelled,
Spelled
you know,
out.
the number one spelled out. So again, IG is _ jammin on the one.
Uh-huh.
You can access my website from my Instagram page. My Instagram page, I post where I'm going to be.
Okay.
I am currently in the greater Puget Sound and moving into Oregon as well.
All right.
So I post those events there. Website is there, but then again, the website is jamminontheone.com. I do have local pickup. I'm in Puyallup, so I have a local pickup in Puyallup and in Tacoma, but I do also ship nationwide.
All right. Well,
So,
congratulations.
yeah,
That
thank
is
you so
finished up.
much.
And thank you for being here.
Thank
on
you.
National
I love
African
it.
American
I love it.
Parental Involvement Day and sharing with the students here at John Muir Elementary School. Anything you want to say to our listening audience, whether that be about National African American Parental Involvement Day or jamming on the one, or whatever you want to share with our
I
audience.
think, you know, I'm definitely happy to be here. If you haven't tried it, if you haven't heard of it,
Huh.
you have now. And now you know where to go to find me and get you some.
All right. Well, thank you for being
Yeah.
here. Thank you for
Yeah,
stopping and sharing
absolutely.
with us. And I'll let you get back to your booth over there
Okay.
so you can
right.
finish up National African American Parental Involvement Day.
Yeah, thank you so
Jammin
much.
on the one.com.
jamminontheone.com.
Jamminontheone.com.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit that a few
Yeah, do. And then I think you can leave me a message.
times. Okay.
Leave me a message and let me know like who you are and, you know, where I met you,
Okay.
so that I'll remember. Because you know, if your name comes in, I may not remember that. So just let me know.
Well, I just need some jam.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay. I mean, I got it. You want it? I got it. I think, you know, we could work that out.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
Great.
you so much.
Thank you for being here. Again, you are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World. Today is our broadcast from John Muir Elementary School. I'm sure Daniel's going to see if he can get somebody else over here to interview with us, one of the Career Day mentees. that we'll be talking to. If you're hearing a lot of noise in the background, that is because there is a lot going on in here. A lot of K through 5 students are finding out about Career Day, and during this Career Day, I see a bunch of different folks over here who are providing different services. DJ Afrisha, we're going to see if we can get her over here in a little bit. She's actually teaching students how to DJ. Just to my left over here, and I'm looking, and the line is long for those who are looking how to DJ. All right, and let's get those headsets on. How are you doing?
I'm amazing. This is an amazing event.
National African American Parental Involvement Day here at John Muir Elementary School. And just going on. How you doing? You said you're doing great today. Tell us who you are.
So I am Brittany Dixon Taylor.
Put this up just a little bit higher. There we go.
So I'm Brittany Dixon Taylor. I work for DNDA, which is Del Ridge Neighborhood Development Association.
Del Ridge Neighborhood Development Association. Okay.
Yeah. I am their community events coordinator.
Okay.
So I do a lot of community involvement and help put on festivals and classes and connect the community when it comes to government and what's actually going on. And right now we're doing a couple different projects with the city and just letting
today at John Muir Elementary School.
I grew up in the city, and when I got the call and the call out of, hey, we need to show these children that there's other things to do. This isn't a job I knew that was available as a kid. So I was like, this is something I need to do. I need to show these kids planning events and listening to what our community has to say and what they want is important. Because a lot of what, and I think most people would know me from my work with Africantown, and I've worked in the community for years and helped on the Emoji Festival and things like that. This work is, what I'm doing now is more working with nature and art and helping the community realize that we all need those things.
And it sounds like you love what you do.
I love helping people. It's amazing. And you get to meet so many different people and get to learn so many new customs and what's important to everyone.
And let's talk about the importance of exposure. Because if you don't know what's available to you, you don't know necessarily what to strive for, and you may not even know that the options can be careers.
Yes, and I mean the exposure of having, even happens over in Del Ridge, and we are actively cleaning the spills. Our infrastructure is not big enough to handle all of the what we call groundwater.
Okay.
And so you got to think, anytime you have an oil spill or anything like that, it goes into the same tube as your plumbing. And it was built that way because we didn't know no better. And now that we know better, we're putting in things like gardens to filter those sediments out and feed the community, because why not? Yeah. We have the room, we can help the community in any way possible. We should.
Okay.
But we're cleaning all of those things using rainwater collection, cleaning out streams and rivers, and making sure it's safe for the salmon, and making sure water levels are where they should be. And I think that when kids hear that they can be a part of that, it sparks something in them. They're like, oh, I can do that?
I wish you were around when I was in the 4th grade, because I'm hearing this now.
I mean, you are more than welcome. We have all kind of volunteer opportunities, and there are experts who are in our nature team and in our arts team that can teach you about way more than I can. And we have tons of volunteer opportunities on our website, and people can come and learn. We have classes that happen at Youngtown Center for people to just come and be a part of the community. We took 2 years off, everyone did the in place, and now we're ready to be a community again.
Tell me why National African American Parental Involvement Day is important for you.
As a parent of 2 African American children, I always strive to be their example, and I strive to have them know that they are important. Their voice is important. Seeing people that look like them in positions where they want to be is very important. So if one of these children grows up and wants to be a community organizer or run a nonprofit, I want them to know that it is possible.
Well, thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome. And I want to give you the opportunity to share anything that you'd like to share with the folks out there who are, some are just listening, but some are watching and listening as well. Any messaging, anything that you'd like to share with
I think that if you can get involved with your community in any way, you should reach out and find out what your niche is. If it's reading to children or just picking up trash, just a nice little walk around your block and picking up trash, it's infectious.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the things that I'm always trying to pass off to our young people, that if you really go and not even have to go out your way, but just put a little effort in, you can always make a change.
Well, thank you for what you do. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sharing this information with us over Rainier Avenue Radio.
Anytime. You have a wonderful day.
Okay. You too. We are going to continue to talk to folks here. And we're going to go to break here pretty quickly. And before we go into that break, there's a message that I want to share with you. It is support for Rainier Avenue Radio comes from Cascade PBS, presenting season 2 of Out and Back with Allison, Mariella, and Dazer, John Allison, Dazer. Join Allison as she explores the Pacific Northwest with changemakers who are reclaiming space in the outdoors and creating opportunities for local BIPOC communities to engage with nature and find joy and healing. Available now on the Cascade PBS app and airing on KCTS Thursdays at 8:50 p.m. Again, support for Rainier Avenue Radio comes from Cascade PBS, presenting season 2 of Out and Back with Allison, Mariella, and Dazer. Join Allison as she explores the Pacific Northwest with changemakers who are reclaiming space in the outdoors and creating opportunities for local BIPOC communities to engage with nature and find joy and healing. Available now on the Cascade PBS app and airing on KCTS Thursdays at 8:50 p.m. We're going to take a commercial break right now. We'll be back with more guests for you here on Rainier Avenue Radio during John Muir's celebration of National African American Parental Involvement Day. We'll be back.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio. Wash your hands, don't touch your face, wipe things down, clean up your space. When you cough and sneeze, do responsibly. If you feel you're getting ill, isolate at home in and chill. No, you're not alone. Please pick up your phone and call 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Health 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Community Radio Station will provide you with more information. Say Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
I'm Paul Pearson, host of Star Time, and back in my day, when we wanted to hear the radio, we had to stick a couple of coat hangers on Grandpa's head so his cavity fillings could pick up an AM station. But it's the 21st century now, so whenever I want to hear Rainier Avenue Radio.world, I listen to it on the brand new Rainier Avenue Radio app on my Android or iPhone. Download it for free at the Google Play Store or the iPhone App Store, the Rainier Avenue Radio.world app.
Generational wealth. Generational wealth. Generational wealth. What is generational wealth? We asked our communities, and this is what they had to say.
Generational wealth is knowledge, whether knowing how to heal yourself from plants, knowing how to stretch your body right, and knowing what to do when you need to take time or space to get to know yourself and to grow as a person. And knowledge is something that can be passed down from your abuelitas to your mom and just to all the knowledgeable, powerful women in my lineage, at least.
This campaign to create awareness to generational wealth is brought to you by the Department of Neighborhood's Generational Wealth Initiative, the Washington Housing Finance Commission, and Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Create your generational wealth for you and the future of your families. Welcome back to Rainier Avenue Radio. We are broadcasting live from John Muir Elementary School. It is National African American Parental Involvement Day. We've had the chance to talk to a jam maker. No, I don't mean beats. I mean actual jam, jelly jam. We've also had the opportunity to talk to a community organizer who puts together events. Quickly, I want to tell you more about the Call to Conscience Black History Month Museum that we have going on at the Columbia City Theater. For the entire month of February, we have converted the Columbia City Theater into the Call to Conscience Black History Month Museum. Yeah, the entire theater, 15 different installations. It's a guided tour, so there is a tour guide that goes along with you to add context to what you are seeing. Installations and exhibits include the Seattle Black Panther Party, the Black Heritage Society of Washington's Jackson Street Jazz installation, which talks about the impact that Seattle had on the jazz community. Seattle was a major hub in jazz, believe it or not, from the 19-teens all the way up to about the early 1950s. Just an incredible story there. The Rainier Cinema Black Movie Poster Collection. You ever heard of the Rainier Cinema? That's one of the reasons why we do this, to make sure that we document our history. Because if you Googled it now, you would never know that there was a movie theater in South Seattle that played what we called black and kung fu movies in the late 60s and early 70s. The Hartsfield Family Enslaved Quilt Collection, which is amazing. There is actually a quilt from 1850. The Negro League baseball team, Seattle Steelheads. A lot of folks didn't even know Seattle had a Negro League baseball team, played in the West Coast Negro Leagues. Also, Ezel's Famous Chicken, which celebrated 40 years on Saturday, February 3rd. Nasty Mix Records. We're going to be having another night in the museum with Nasty Mix Records, so Mix-a-Lot will be joining us. The South Seattle Emerald Museum of History and Industry. The Total Experience Gospel Choir has an exhibit in this museum. And just this past Saturday, our night at the museum was a performance by the Total Experience Alumni Gospel Choir. That was just amazing. We're going to get some clips on for you for that. The Black Prisoners Caucus. You need to find out more who the Black Prisoners Caucus is. And the Tacoma Buffalo Soldiers Museum. These are exhibits that are on display at the Call to Conscience Museum. If you are looking to go or find out more information, go to calltoconscience.world. All right, we have a very special guest joining us celebrating National African American Parental Involvement Day. I'm going to start with saying hello. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you, Tony, for asking.
And introduce yourself to our audience, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Latrice Barnett of Barnett 360 Consulting.
Okay. So tell us what you're sharing with these K-5 students today. And the cool thing I think about it is the exposure that they're getting to so many choices that they have in the future.
Yeah.
The future will hold.
I couldn't agree more. I think it's really about, in terms of what I'm sharing, it's really, I'm listening to what they've got to say. I'm curious to hear what sort of things they're interested in doing. What I wanted to be able to do is just help them understand, number one, it is easy to run a business. More of us should be doing it. It is accessible. It's not easy, but it's definitely something that everyone can do. And part of it is, part of being any good business owner is knowing that you can ask for help. And so that's kind of the piece that I'm asking kids to think about. Like, hey, you don't have to know how to do everything that it takes to run a business, but you do have to know what things you're good at and then ask for help in the things that you're not so interested in.
I think you brought up what I consider to be an excellent point. There is the pathway of working 20 years and working 40 years at a time, but there's also entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that is a pathway.
Indeed.
And you mentioned it's easy because it is, but in that you are working for yourself, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And that can be a struggle sometimes. We were talking, you heard me mention the Zell's Famous Chicken.
Yes.
Family-owned business. It took them 6 years to get their first loan for their business. 10 years of being in the red. And after celebrating 40 years, now they have a success story of having one restaurant and now having 17 restaurants.
I love that story.
I love the fact that you brought that up about entrepreneurship. Tell us about your business.
Well, what I do is I help companies like Ezell's. I haven't helped Ezell's yet, but I certainly would love to help them if they needed it. But different companies, often in the tech space, I'm focused on entrepreneurs of color and women entrepreneurs in particular, who don't get the resources, who have to spend, 4, 5, 6 years trying to get a loan, trying to figure out how to position their business, or trying to get the same resources that other businesses may not have so much trouble getting.
And what led to you taking this on as a business?
Yeah. Well, I think part of it was I spent several years working for large companies, seeing how they're run. I spent a few years working for smaller companies as well. And I thought, I really love, kind of helping people. I love helping companies to draw their, to figure out the most efficient ways of doing things. And in this changing economic space where we're seeing, for me, I feel like there's a discrepancy in who's getting funded and who's not. I wanted to put my efforts where folks weren't getting the help.
Okay. When you say a discrepancy in who's getting funded, I'm going to get in your Kool-Aid a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
What do you mean when you say a discrepancy?
I say that people that look like you and I are getting a lot less of the funding that is available. And then when I see folks who are just completely squandering billions and millions of dollars without much recourse, I'm just kind of like, well, you know what? They got all the help they need. I'm going to help the folks who are actually trying to run regular businesses, trying to do the right thing, and see how we can do.
In 2024, why do you think that exists?
That's a very great and detailed question, or that's a question that requires a lot. I think there are a lot of systemic injustices that happen. I think there's a lot of gatekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of folks who are just trying to kind of like keep things the way that they were. And I believe in kind of like, this is the time to dismantle what is not working.
Okay. And how do you go about sharing what you do with K-5 students today at John Muir Elementary School? We were talking a little bit earlier about the importance of exposure.
Right.
And I'm guessing that it's never too early to learn.
Yeah. I think for them, it's really about understanding what they're good at, right? I have a little bingo card that says, hey, you want to get 5 across on this bingo card, right? Are you good at this? Are you good at that? And it has like a little, each bingo card has a little descriptor of like, I like helping people. I like solving math problems. I like doing these things that they can relate to, but that also translate into real skills of building the business. This is my very first time, actually. Thank you.
Really?
But what I wanted to do is help them realize, nobody's going to get, or very few people are going to get all 5 of those rows. And that's where I come in.
Okay.
Companies like mine. You're not going to have to get all 5 of those, pieces to run your company, because companies like mine exist to help you fill in the gaps.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
And today, again, I've been saying it all day, and I'm going to keep saying it until this broadcast is over. It is National African American Parental Involvement Day. Why is this day important to you? And ultimately, that's probably why you're here.
Well, I think even if I weren't a mother of 2 Black boys, I would still be here because I've been a Black child, and I believe in, just the community coming together. If we don't have each other, who do we have?
And what's been your experience today? You having a good time? It's just, I'm calling it a controlled chaos because the youth are gathered around all of the desks, and we got a DJ over here. Like I said, we got jam and just a bunch of stuff going on. What is your experience of today?
I think it's so joyful. I think it's so great to see these kids exactly where they're at. I've talked to 3rd graders, kindergartners, and just like the difference in where they're at and thinking about the things that they're excited about. Some of them are like, I want to build a lemonade stand. I want to sell Pokemon cards. Others are like, I'm going to run a bank. And I'm like, wow, okay. They're all just like at such different spots, and just seeing their excitement for the future. It just it makes me so happy.
I want to give you the opportunity to say something to our audience here. Anything that you want to say. Some folks are just listening on the radio. Some folks are watching and listening on our visual media broadcast networks. Whatever you'd like to share right now with our audience.
Well, I would say thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting this effort. Thank you for supporting Black History Month. And go out and start a business. It's not impossible. And you can actually have a lot more control in your life.
It's ironic that you say that, because one of our guests sitting here, the person who is selling jam, that's not her day job, if you will. She's a real estate agent.
Yeah.
But she saw someone who made jam, tasted it, thought it was the best jam that she'd ever tasted.
Probably was.
Started experimenting. Her friends then said, you know what? You keep giving this to us. You should start selling this. And lo and behold, a business was born.
There you go. And she gets to do things that she really loves.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Much success for you. Thanks for what you are doing, and just continue on the path that you're going on.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio .world. It's me, Tony B, your host. We are here live at John Muir Elementary School, and wow, just stuff going on everywhere. DJ Afrisha, you got time to come join me now? And DJ Afrisha is going to be over here to talk to us, and she's had a line the entire time. We've been talking over here, right next to me. Here, go ahead, put these on. And I was just talking about how you've had a line the entire time over there at your DJ setup. Kids just lined up wanting to learn how to DJ, I guess, and experimenting. It's so awesome. I see you allowing them to express themselves and do things, and a big smile on your face. But first of all, hello, how are you?
How are you, Tony? Happy New Week.
Yeah.
It's good. Can't complain. Everything's been good. It's been nice to see our community come together, see the multicultural diversity with all the kids, all the students, and just knowing that us being present
National African American Parental Involvement Day.
Absolutely. What's going on with these kids here? Well, the first thing I do, yes, I DJ. I teach over at Seattle Drum School at Georgetown, and I have had the opportunity to work with so many different age groups of people, from young little kids all the way up to full-grown adults and even well into their life. And so it's just amazing to see all these people who not only love music, but they want to take it to the next level or just explore. So it's really just a big, broad spectrum of what people's interests are. And I love it. I've been DJing for 10 years here in Seattle. I've been back and forth between Seattle and LA. Now I'm back. Teaching has just been a pleasure to me. Working with the kids in the community has been a really fulfilling experience, and I couldn't be any more overjoyed. So I'm happy to share my library, my collection of world music with the students, and they share theirs with me. And just really watching them grow and develop in their musical journey has been really rewarding. So I'm happy to be teaching, happy to be with the students, happy to be with you, happy to be at Seattle Drum School. So it's all good.
How did you get into DJing? What developed your interest into being a DJ?
Absolutely. My parents collected a lot of music from around the world.
Okay.
So in the time when music was, I'm from the 90s. So there was a time when music was really shifting from vinyls to CDs, floppy disk, away from records, away from tapes and 8-tracks. And now we are in the digital age.
Okay.
I was able, thanks to my parents and my sister, to kind of inherit or acquire their library and attain my own.
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth. Just building on those right through music, and just building on those foundations and those platforms that those people that came before me in my own family set. Maybe not necessarily for me, but they set them. And here we are now, in the community, DJing with everybody. So it's good.
Yeah. What, you've had a line of kids there like the whole time. What's been going on over there? Tell us what the experience has been like for these K-5 students at John Muir. I've seen them, and they've been messing with the turntable wheels and messing with the buttons, and sometimes sound comes out, but they look like that. How do you do this? How do you engage youth at this age? And thank you for doing that.
Yeah. I try to keep it easy. I get this question a lot, so I try to meet the kids where they are.
Can you hear me?
On one side.
Daniel, I'm not hearing, and I want to make sure. Can you? Okay.
Check one.
Okay, I got you.
I try to make it easy. Meet these kids where they're at. I ask them, what kind of music do you already like? What do you enjoy? Do you like to dance? Do you play an instrument? It's always easy to meet the kids where they're at already. And then here with the technology, they really think it's a toy. They think it's a video game. They think it's like a Nintendo. They really think it's like a Nintendo or an Xbox. You gotta say, hey, I gotta be careful. Like this is not cheap, But no, I brought the cheap board today, so I said if y'all tear that up, go ahead. That's perfectly fine by me. I'll just go and buy another one. It's y'all's now. It's y'all's. No, meet the kids where they're at. Find out what's kind of their what happens in their house, right? Like, what language do you speak? What kind of foods do y'all like to eat? It's really a whole cultural arts, if you will. It doesn't just encapsulate one thing. It's everything from your dress to the music that you listen to the clothes that you wear and the language that you speak. And those cultural upbringings, this school, meeting these kids with that line slung around, is very multiculturally diverse. That's what I can say. And what I've seen, some of these kids just playing, and but they all have in common, right, groove or rhythm. So that's really good. And I love interacting with them. I love seeing them, their passion, their excitement to try new things Most of the kids, I ask them, I'll say, have you ever DJed before? They say no. I said, okay, come on, I'll show you how to do it. It's real easy because there's new technology now. And it's quite as simple as just putting your hand on. And the kids, they think, oh, DJ. So they're like, oh, so you're the one that just does like the I'm like, that's not all I do. That's not all I do. But that's what they think that's all you do because that's what they see. So kids are good at imitating what they see. And because of that, it's also important to be a good role model and a good leader and a positive influence to these kids because they're watching all of us and they are looking for somebody to look up to. So if we can continue to be those great, positive influences, whether it's in the school day, after school is an after school program, or at Seattle Drum School during the summertime, wherever we can occupy space to continue to develop our young people's skills, and it's just good. I've had the pleasure to DJ at Columbia City Theater. That was really nice. That was so fun to guest Beanie for her Walk by Faith documentary premiere. That was amazing experience with David Jackson and to guest Beanie. So thank you for having us. It was good, and so I thank you.
Oh, yeah. There are so many different folks here from so many different backgrounds. I'd like to get your response to this question of the importance of exposure, even at this age, for the youth here at John Muir Elementary School during, again, National African American Community Involvement. Well, first of all, is this exposure important? Does it make a difference?
It absolutely does. I think showing up, right? They say showing up is 80% of the work. Now, that doesn't matter what you look like. Let's just talk about doing the work. If you show up, you've done most of that. The other 20% happens after that, right? But the biggest chunk is in showing up. I do believe that it's important and it does make a difference. Maybe there are some students whose families they may not have another parent, right? As this is National African American Parent Involvement Day, some kids, just regardless if you are African American or not, that family structure may or may not be intact. And if you're somebody like me who has experience something like that, or maybe later on in the journey down the road in your life, you may have reconnected with your parents, or some people are not that fortunate. So I think it really starts now. You said as these kids are so young, it makes a difference to be present and being present, but what do you do while you are present and when you are present, and then being consistent, right? It's not enough just to show up once. You've got to show up all of the time, almost every day. And so also being Black, this being African Black History Month, and really paying homage and paying honor to those ancestors who came before me, who have laid the pathway for me to come down this journey and bring it back to these students, whereas 60 years ago, this was not what was going on. So I feel really blessed and privileged to be in a time where multicultural inclusion is fostered and is important and is revered in right here in this community every day. And these kids are blessed, and they are privileged well far beyond what they know. And so, all of us great people like you and me and all of us showing up here, it really makes a difference. So again, I'm happy and I'm proud to be here with everybody, and just that's my jam right there.
You kind of addressed this already, but I'm going to go ahead and ask you again the importance to you. Some folks haven't heard of this day, National African American Parental Involvement. What does that mean?
To me, that means breaking generational curses, and building a legacy of wealth in this time to be able to do something maybe that my forefathers were not able to do. And so I haven't had no kids come out of me yet, but you know, I have been. I feel that you know, I have been had that kind of role or have been looked up to or regarded in that way by some students in our community. And so I know that my time is coming. And I think they say what's done in the teaspoon will be done in the soup. So if you do your little bit of your contribution now, you know, which is us, right? We're like the seasoning. Then the kids are the soup. So if you just, you know, show them a little bit at least that you care, you just keep showing up and you keep showing up and you keep showing up. By the time it comes time for me to have my own kids, I will have had the experience to know what does it take to care and nurture for them and break up a fight when two of them are about to go at it on the DJ control. You know, I said, hey, this is not the golden ticket to Hollywood. This is, you know, so just really learning about children's development and behavior, how they grow, and how this moment will leave a lasting impact on them. That's what National African American Parent Involvement Day is.
I love the perspective. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us. I want to give you the opportunity to say something to our audience right now. Some of them are listening, some of them are watching and listening. Whatever your final words are that you'd like to share with our audience on National African American Parental Involvement Day, coming to you live from John Muir Elementary School, DJ Afrisha.
Seattle, Tacoma, 206-253. What it do? Afrisha here, John Muir Elementary School right here in Seattle. Just excited and happy to be making a difference. I love the work that I do. I've been DJing African, Latin, Caribbean music for the last 10 years here in the Seattle metro area. Most people know me as a designer, some know me as a DJ, some know me as an arts financial consultant. And so in my love of those three things, just I have this mission to really positively impact the community and make a tangible change or a difference that, you know, helps improve the quality of life in some way or some manner. So if there's something that I can do to continue to help creatives in the Seattle metro region area, y'all can reach me at Afrisha, AFREESHA, creative, CREATIVE, Afrisha Creative at gmail.com. Y'all can reach me at Afrisha Creative, Instagram.com, AfrishaCreative.com. Y'all have plenty of ways to reach me, get in touch with me. I'm here to help, to grow, to expand, especially right here in the creative arts industry of Seattle. So I'm looking forward to meeting y'all and talking with y'all soon, following up, and thank you again.
And if you're looking for a DJ,
y'all know where to
that
find
one more again, how they can get in touch with you?
Yes, y'all can reach me Instagram.com, Afrisha Creative. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. I'm over here at Seattle Drum School. I do teach DJ. I also help administer over there. So I'm here and happy to help however I can.
Thank you so much. We're gonna have to get you back to the Columbus City Theater.
Soon. I'll be there.
Set that mood.
I will.
Again.
I will. I'll be back. Hey. All right, Tony. Always good to see you.
Likewise. Thank you for joining. You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World. It's me, Tony B. We have been here live at John Muir Elementary School, National African American Parental Involvement Day. You've heard us talking to so many different folks who have come here to share their careers, to share their passions, share their journey with these K-5 students at John Muir Elementary School, and it has just been absolutely phenomenal and fantastic. This is an annual thing for us. Myself and Daniel Bellis, who is here with me as well, have been here for what, Daniel, the last 3-4 years? Okay, that's 3 years or so, and I think this is something that we're going to keep on our annual list of things to do. Just great to be here, great to see the energy, great to feel the energy. Again, I want to remind you, Black History Month, all month long, February, we have turned the Columbia City Theater into the Paul DeConscience Black History Month Museum. The address is 4916 Rainier Avenue South. We're open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday, which is why we had the opportunity to make sure that we were here today at John Muir Elementary School for National African American Commitment Involvement Day. But 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the top of every hour, there is a guided tour. No more than 10 per tour. So we suggest you register in advance. That way you lock your spot in and you get to take the tour. Now, what's in the tour? It's a Seattle Black history. We've got exhibits and installations by the Seattle Black Panther Party. The Black Heritage Society of Washington has a history of jazz on Jackson Street display. The Rainier Cinema Black movie posters display. Ezel's famous chicken exhibit celebrating 40 years. The Hartsfield enslaved quilt collection. The Seattle Steelheads Negro League baseball team and West Coast Negro League exhibit. We've got the exhibit from the Total Experience Gospel Choir, the Black Prisoners Caucus, Nasty Mix Records exhibit, and Museum of History and Industry has an exhibit along with the South Seattle Image. That's artwork in there by Lamar, aka Da Vinci. We've got a special exhibit on Eddie Wright Jr. Just tons of stuff in there, and you are definitely going to see, hear, and again experience things that you can't find anywhere else. You won't be able to find this information anywhere else, and it is coming directly to you from the resources, the movements, the groups, the people who created and made the history. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. You call to Conscience Black History Month Museum. Calltoconscience.world. That's the address to go to if you'd like to pick up tickets or find out more information. Calltoconscience.world. That's where you're going to go find out more information or pick up your tickets. Highly suggest you get your tickets in advance, and they're going out rapidly. I know we're expecting a group of kids here from John Muir to be there as well. We've already had kids, youth from a variety of different schools, universities. Still folks from all walks of life who come to experience this museum. We're only going to be there till the 29th. On the 29th of February, that will be the last day, March 1st. All of this goes away. So I'm really saying, hey, you need to come check this out. All right, a couple more things I want to mention. On Thursday, February 15th, it's going to be Nasty Mix Records Reunion Day at 6 o'clock. Nasty Mix Records will be in the house. We will be broadcasting live right here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Yes, Sir Mix-a-Lot will be in the building. Yes, DJ Nasty Ness will be in the building. And Sheila Locke will be in the building. You can come down to the Columbia City Theater, a.k.a. the Call to Conscience Black History Month Museum at 4916 Rainier Avenue South, and watch the interviews live. See the Nasty Mix Records exhibit for free, $3. You'll get to see the exhibit for $3.99 on February 15th at 6 o'clock. Come on down. You'll see Mix-a-Lot, DJ Nasty Ness, and the other founder of the Nasty Mix Records label, Sheila Locke. A lot going on. So just a ton of stuff to do. Well, Daniel, I think we're going to call it an afternoon here. I want to say thank you to all the folks at John Muir Elementary School who also participated by coming down and sharing their career day and their expertise and what they do with the students here at John Muir Elementary School. I'd also like to thank John Muir Elementary School for being here and putting this on and inviting us down to be here. And it's just been a blast. And let me see if I can close this out by getting a guest to shut this down with us. Are you gonna let's see. Here, there's a picture taking section. going on right now. Okay.
Hello, how are you? Would you like some food? Would you like some food? Nothing, no. What do you need to eat? Hi, how are you?
Excellent, excellent,
This is
excellent. Good to see
one of the
you.
field trips.
Oh,
Staff field trip.
I'm sorry.
One of the staff field trip.
Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. Wow. Well, yeah. Well, let me let you get situated. First,
You want to do the principal first?
okay.
Mr. Thomas. Mr. Thomas.
No, then don't go too
I'm
far.
not. I'm gonna be right here.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm doing? Oh. He has the event we're going on a field trip to. Okay. All right, put this on and just talk, huh? No, yeah, put it on. That's your mic.
Here you go. All right. Principal Thomas.
How we doing?
You have to be awfully proud of your staff, your students, and yourself. Today, National African American Parental Involvement Day. It seems like it's been a big success.
Yeah, it's been awesome. This is my second year here at John Muir and second year of this event. And you know, every year it seems like it, you know, get better and better. And so we grateful for this entire experience for everyone.
What is it that when you said, okay, this is what we're gonna do, we're gonna have this day, what did you have in mind? What did success look like to you before you started doing this?
Just active student engagement. You know, we can put on a big fancy program, but if the students are not engaged, then this will all be for nothing. And what I'm seeing right now is that each one of these students here are going to go home. They're going to tell their parents they weren't here. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell extended loved ones that guess what happened today in school? Guess what we did? And there's nothing better than that.
You've had and have a variety of career day folks here from so many different backgrounds. Obviously, that's intentional for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, just yeah, we want to spark the interest of all our students. They at an age where you know they're thinking creative. They're wondering like, you know, what can I do? And you know, we always tell our kids they can do whatever they want. They can be what they want to be, but it's good that they can actually see themselves in the professionals that you know that came to school today. So we're grateful.
Well, they see themselves in you. What inspired you to become a principal?
Hey, you know what? I you know, honestly, just having a relatable principal, someone who saw the leadership traits within myself, and just helped me just kind of jump right into it. And so, you know, I enjoy being a teacher, but being in this platform to advocate for students in a different way is awesome.
What would you say, and what do you say to students when you talk to them? Sometimes maybe there's discipline involved, sometimes there's encouragement involved about your role as principal.
You know, one thing I try to get to our students is that I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you. Sometimes we will have some uncomfortable conversations, but at the end of the day, it's all about restoring our students, having those great restorative practices so that even after discipline or after tough conversations, that they know that, you know, I care for them. I care about them. I care about their success. And I just want them to, you know, enjoy being in school, enjoy being in school.
And for you, the importance of National African American Parental Involvement Day, what does it mean to you?
Oh, man, it means it's a way that we can tear down any stigmas. It's a way that we can combat and fight against, you know, systematic racism that been really hindering the Black and brown experience in schools, because this system was not built for us. But with different events like this to help continue the conversation, it definitely helped to let our Black parents especially know that we're on their side, we value their input, and we value the journey, the learning and journey of their students when they send them to school with us.
Now, I'm not necessarily trying to drag you into a political conversation, but you mentioned a system that was not built for us. We have a presidential candidate who said that systemic racism, this is not a racist country. But again, some of us know that to not be the case, and know that that gives license to folks, you know, who don't want to accept that this country is and has a history of racism and systems that were put in place
Right.
specifically to not provide equality to
Right.
some folks.
Mhm.
And I say all that to say, what do you think now about our schools being under attack, our educational system being under attack, and in some instances, history being rewritten?
Oh man, it's you know, when I think about certain places where modern day that type of you know, sometimes we use the word modern day slavery, but that type of mindset that we don't matter, it still exists. That we're just here to learn their history or to follow their system still exists when you know, we have our own culture, we have our own way of learning. We want our kids to do the best, and so that's why events like this we got to be involved. And from being in a country where the system has not been traditionally for us, the change has to start with us, and it has to start by us. We have to be the change we want to see. And so no matter what, we got to take those baby steps, and it's a fight, and it's going to be a fight. It was a fight before me, and you know, as I fight, it's going to be a fight after me. So
Well, we look forward to seeing you at the Black History Month Museum. We understand your staff and students are going to be there, and it will be an incredible experience. Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
The work that you are doing here at John Elementary School for the students and the parents.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
Here,
Thank you.
At National African American Parental Involvement Day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for being here.
All right. Any last words you want to say to our audience right now that is listening and watching and listening in some of our?
Hey, I just want to say we appreciate you all for tuning in, for listening. John Muir is traditionally been a school that's been about this type of work, and just want to let everybody know, like, whenever we have events, you all are welcome. We can always take you know, anyone funding you want to throw at us to continue to do work like this. We'll take the money.
Yeah.
Okay, you can bring that. And so, but we just grateful and we just thankful.
All right. Thank you for joining. All right. Ms. Noriega, I got to have you on the show. We do. Yes. Well, we got one more guest because I want to wrap up with you. Come on over here.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
I do. I can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Hello.
Hi.
to get started, and tell us your name again and what you're doing.
Okay. My name is Sarita Abshir, and I am behavioral health case manager for Somali Health Board, which is a nonprofit organization. And I came today. My aunt works at the school and invited me to come and share some of my resources with the community. Yeah.
And tell us some of the things that you've been sharing with the students who are here today, because this is K through 5, but they're getting so many different experiences and hearing from so many different folks on Career Day. What have you been sharing? What has been your main mission today that you want to get across to these students at such an early age?
Well, I work in the mental health department of my organization, so I try to share mostly some mental health resources that they could bring home to their families. For some of the younger ones, I explained it like when you're struggling with stress or you're feeling worried a lot, there are places that help people with that. And we connect people with organizations that provide those kind of resources.
And for the older kids, I was able to give more details and explain a little bit about what we do, which is we have a lot of different programs, basically emphasizing helping the community.
Okay. And why is this work? Because people hear about the mental health. Why is this so important for folks out there who be going, well, I don't know, mental health, it's stressful. Why is it so important?
Because it's ignoring it and then hoping it doesn't have an infection, and then more drastic actions might need to be taken in order to fix that little cut as it originally started. And the same can be said a lot about mental health. If we are maybe feeling anxious about something and then there's this reoccurring thought that starts kind of taking over our mind, how we see the world starts giving us a more negative perspective on things, and we start looking at closed doors instead of open doors. It's important to at least even talk about those kinds of things so that you're not alone, and that there are people who could help you navigate this. A lot of people aren't aware of the importance of taking care of your mental health. Even the word mental health itself has that stigma like there's something wrong, but it just means the state of how you're doing. It's your mental well-being. It could be in a good state, it could be in a bad state, but that doesn't mean even if it's in a bad state that it's permanent. There are ways to fix it.
Okay. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to stop by and share with us what you do. And I want to give you the opportunity to say anything that you'd like to say to our audience listening and watching right now.
Okay. I want to say that you are not alone, and there is a lot of love in this world, and you do have access to it. Don't ever feel like you're alone, and don't ever feel like you're stuck in a place that you don't want to be in, because there's always a possible outcome of growing.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Ms. Noriega. We're gonna
Miss Noriega. After this interview.
Please, she's a big giver to me.
Okay.
She's one of my board members too.
Okay. Where at?
Like the massage lady there.
Okay. Well, let me get her before I get you, because I want to end up with you.
Okay.
She also needs to go, and that's her outlet.
Okay.
We can't. Everything goes off at the power. The soundboard, yeah.
Oh, you coming? Okay, forget it. Too long.
Okay.
She's on the phone. You gotta come now because Aprisha gotta go. Come, girl. Come on.
Well, okay. You know what? Because I don't want to hold her up. Let's just.
Okay. No. It's okay. Next time.
Okay. Okay, we're just going to have a couple minutes here, but I just had to get you on again and get your feedback on what seemed like an incredibly successful day today, celebrating again National African American Parental Involvement Day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about your feelings about today.
I felt like it was a success.
Uh-huh.
I had a good time. It looked like the kids were happy, and I saw a big influx in parent presence.
Mm-hmm.
So the parent presence really satisfied me.
Okay. Anything that you'd like to share before we wrap up and say goodbye with everyone listening today? We've been talking with a bunch of different folks from a variety of different careers. Obviously, that was intentional.
Yes.
To create exposure for these youth, the many opportunities that they do have.
Mhm.
It was, I called it a kind of controlled chaos. The kids were excited. DJ Aprisha next to me had a line around the block with kids trying to DJ, and everyone was so awesome in their presentation of what they were doing here.
Yes. I call it happy chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today was great. So we also had A brother from the Gambia teaching soccer in the gym all day. We had a brother from the Congo teaching art upstairs in our art room all day. We had several Black authors in different classrooms reading their books to the kids. And again, the parent presence, it was so big. And then we had many different families that donated food to us. We had restaurants like the Taste of the Caribbean. Shout out to them. They donated food also. And all of it just showed unity. Today's theme was Ujima, which is I think it's this third or fourth day of Kwanzaa. It represents collective work and responsibility. And that just showed all throughout the building. Everybody who came to the career fair stayed all day, 4 hours. I'm just appreciative for their community service today. And it was a big success, and I'm satisfied.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Boy, this has been a blast. Thank you again for putting this on together. We've been live here from John Muir Elementary School, National African American Parental Involvement Day. That's about it. I did ask you if there's any final words you'd like to say to those who are watching and listening right now.
Yeah, support your community, support the schools and the youth. And if you have any funding, we're trying to do this more often. We do a number of things. We have a drum club. We have girls groups. We do multicultural night, Juneteenth, lots of other community engagement events for our staff and our students. And we're in search of funding. So send it our way to the Black Excellence Committee at John Muir Elementary. And yeah, happy Black History Month. Black History is every day.
All right. That's it. That's about all the time I have. It's me, Tone B. Let me give a shout out to Mari. Mari, thank you for all you do. Until next time, remember, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you cannot, you are probably right. We are out. Peace.